Smartphones are at the heart of India's digital revolution. Farmers are using technology to get better weather forecasts. Smartphones are ushering in a new generation of services, changing the way people shop and move. Students are accessing education resources, and creators are using smartphones to find a global audience for their talent.
Colorful wall, you literally take a story.
No wonder more than 500 million Indians own a smartphone today. That's set to grow up to a whopping 966 million by 2023. To meet this mega demand, OPPO, one of the world's leading smartphone manufacturers, with a sprawling state-of-the-art factory in India, equipped to manufacture over 50 million smartphones a year, is raring to produce 100 million smartphones every year. Or a smartphone every 3 seconds.
हमारा जो प्रोसेस है डिवाइडेड है छोटे-छोटे सेकंड्स में. Each second counts for us.
Combined with a research and development center in Hyderabad, this Superfactory is OPPO's bold bid to win consumers in the world's second largest smartphone market and to use India's brightest engineering talent to take the next big leap in smartphone technology. It is a quiet morning inside OPPO India's manufacturing facility in Greater Noida. A little over 62 kilometers from India's capital, New Delhi. In a matter of minutes, over 10,000 workers will walk through these doors. Streaming into different sections spread across 110 acres. That is more than twice the size of Eden Gardens, one of India's biggest cricket stadiums. Some will man the winding assembly lines. Others will move towards testing labs and spacious warehouses. The place hums. Man and machine working in sync to meticulously assemble and produce smartphones. Over 50 million of them every year. Damyant Singh Khanoria is the man with the responsibility to establish OPPO in the mind space of the Indian consumer.
The way to look at the Indian consumer really is they're very demanding. They demand product that's high on technology. They demand product that's durable. They want the latest in their products as well. However, they also kind of desire relatability, right? And what that kind of means is they want technology that plays a meaningful role in their lives.
Building life-defining technology is a challenging process. The modern-day smartphone is a powerful device often described as a handheld computer. It comprises thousands of components. Some of them are physical, such as the power button, multiple camera units, the receiver, and the fingerprint module. Others are digital, chips and processors that are the heart and brain of smartphones mounted on a printed circuit board. The successful combination of design and technology to build a smartphone is no mean feat. OPPO India's mega manufacturing facility was established in 2016. The factory quickly developed into a hub, producing up to 6 million smartphones a month during peak season. The plant's manufacturing section is divided into 4 parts. A smartphone's journey begins inside the Surface Mount Technology section, or the SMT floor. This section of OPPO's factory is a glimpse into the inner workings of a modern shop floor. This is where the printed circuit boards, often called a motherboard in common parlance, come together. Every time you run the zoom dial or take a photograph, these chips and processors make calculations at dizzyingly fast speeds to deliver results. So how are these minute computation devices assembled? Think of this machine as a printer. But instead of ink on paper, it lays out thousands of micro components on the printed circuit boards or PCBs, soldering them in place as per a preset map. This beast of a mounting machine can hold 37,000 micro components per hour. Subhash Vishwakarma oversees the most important part of the SMT line. Before he enters his workspace, Subhash, like everyone else, must wear a uniform made of a special carbon-infused fabric. This fabric neutralizes any static electricity discharge because even a micro milliampere of static electricity can kill a microprocessor. A deionizing pathway will be the second line of defense to ensure he's not carrying any charge onto the floor.
यूनिफॉर्म जब पहनता हूँ जब भी मुझे बहुत ही ज़्यादा प्राउड फील होता है कि हम इसे पहन रहे हैं और जा रहे हैं उसी काम को करने जो कि हर कोई को करने के लिए नहीं मिलता है, लेकिन हमें ऐसा मौका मिला है और हम करते हैं। कि मेरा काम फीडिंग का है, हम वहाँ पे रील जोड़ते हैं, उसमें जो पीसीबी बनती है उसमें जो कंपोनेंट लगते हैं हम उसको जोड़ते हैं, जो कि बहुत ही क्रिटिकल काम है वो।
It is Subhash who ensures that the super fast mounting machine's feeder reels never run dry. If he inserts a wrong component, the entire system will come to a halt and adversely affect production timelines. He must be vigilant, quick, and most importantly, accurate with his workflow, which involves multiple scans, visual inspection, sample collection, and the refill. Each plate processed through the mounter holds 4 printed circuit boards meant for 4 individual smartphones. As sophisticated as these machines are, their output is checked, and even double-checked by a team of highly trained engineers. Only then do they move ahead and are cut into individual pieces. Narendra Singh Yadav, a manager on the SMT floor, understands the intricacies of a powerful modern-day manufacturing unit.
मैन और मशीन को हम सिंक्रोनाइज करते हैं।
The installation of software onto the printed circuit boards, the electrical tests, and the signal checks are all processes which involve futuristic machines and an alert human mind. Together, they assemble your smartphone's building block.
एक तरह से हम सप्लायर हैं स्मार्टफोन बनाने वाले असेंबली के लिए, जो पूरा प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट है, तो इसलिए ये हमेशा हम पे प्रेशर रहता है और ये चैलेंज भी रहता है कि ऑन टाइम हम डिलीवरी करें।
The technology programmed into these printed circuit boards is key to the smartphone's popularity in the market. Tech analyst Prabhu Ram has closely studied India's technology sector, frequently tracking consumer trends within this dynamic field.
Indian consumers are quality conscious and value driven. Across price points, they seek the best at the very cutting edge prices. For a smartphone brand to be successful in a hyper competitive market like India, they need to focus on 3 things. And those 3 things are quality, value, and most importantly, user centric innovations.
Challenges like these are a catalyst for the minds at OPPO India, who constantly strategize ways to consolidate the company's position in the Indian market. Tasleem Arif heads OPPO India's research and development group. His team has been at the forefront of some of the biggest innovations at OPPO.
Today, a smartphone is an experience, an enabling experience. OPPO is investing $7 billion into research and development over the next 3 years. Technology changes are happening at a breathtaking pace, and we want to make sure we continue to pioneer some of these changes.
With that in mind, OPPO opened up a research and development center in high-tech city Hyderabad. It is among OPPO's 5 research and development centers and the only one outside mainland China. Located on the 9th floor of a suburban high-rise, this is Techie Central. The team of 400 here work on an exciting new frontier that will define the smartphone in the years to come. This includes improving camera and image processing, deploying AI to make a faster and smarter device, tailoring OPPO's operating system, ColorOS, developing efficient architecture to extend battery life, gaming, payments, and building the next generation 5G networks.
Our R&D center, where we have some of India's best engineers, has quickly established itself as a significant catalyst in OPPO's effort to develop new-age technology solutions.
OPPO's Hyderabad team have been pivotal to India's push towards 5G technology, a communication network which can be between 10 to 100 times faster than 4G. While most 5G tests in India involved non-standalone models, OPPO states they develop their solutions on standalone platforms. This allowed their engineers, along with telecom operator Bharti Airtel, to successfully test 5G speeds in Hyderabad. OPPO India is also the first smartphone brand to complete a successful WhatsApp video call over the 5G network in 2020.
And so our big push really in the coming years is going to be around 5G devices. OPPO is going to be focusing on bringing this technology to the millions. We really want to scale the use of 5G products, and that's really what our focus is going to be in the coming years.
Imagine a time, and it's not too far away, when you can have blazing speeds for all your smartphone functions. You can also access content in a totally different manner on your handheld devices. And you barely see a rise in your monthly bill.
If you look at smartphones, they're probably the most transformational product that's ever been used by mankind at scale. And so the way we look at smartphones in OPPO is we see this product as a great equalizer. So we believe smartphones are going to do for our consumers what the steam engine did for the Industrial Revolution, or what automobiles did for the United States. So really, I think our philosophy of building great product, simplifying them, and really bringing them at scale into our consumers is what's going to drive growth for us.
We are at OPPO's factory in Greater Noida, a mega facility that aims to produce 100 million smartphones a year. That is one smartphone in 3 seconds. It is a part of the company's 2,200 crore investment in the country and stands at the forefront of the Indian government's Make in India initiative. Launched in 2014, Make in India encourages companies to manufacture their products in India. OPPO was one of the pioneering forces in building India's smartphone manufacturing ecosystem. For Elvis Joe, the driving force of OPPO's India operations, creating a world-class smartphones hub in Greater Noida, catering to India and the world, remains a pivotal goal.
So OPPO's vision is to make it in India for the world. So we will not only produce the product for Indian market, we will also export the product to Africa and the Middle East.
That is no small task when millions of microparts need to be assembled, tested, and packaged. So by the time we reach the end of this sentence, the factory would have already produced one more smartphone. Yearly, monthly, daily, and even hourly targets are set and constantly tracked.
Housing scratch dent.
Umesh Sharbha is tasked with managing this gigantic machinery.
हमारा जो प्रोसेस है वो डिवाइडेड है छोटे छोटे सेकंड्स में. अगर हम वहाँ कुछ भी लूज़ करेंगे तो हमारा आउटपुट कैपेसिटी लूज़ होगा. Each second counts for us.
Umesh is part of a core team of executives who have established the processes at the factory. This team includes production managers, industrial and process engineers, and the quality check manager. All the expertise required to efficiently execute production targets.
आज का टारगेट जो है हमारा 1.5 लाख फ़ोन का है. प्लानिंग डिपार्टमेंट हमें सिर्फ असेंबली को ही प्लान नहीं जनरेट करके देता, वो एसएमटी और वेयरहाउस को भी प्लान जनरेट करते हैं. तो हर डिपार्टमेंट उसी प्लान को एग्जीक्यूट करने में उसी डायरेक्शन में काम कर रहा होता है. तो इसीलिए कोऑर्डिनेशन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
The printed circuit boards put together on the surface mount technology section, along with other smartphone components, make their way to the assembly floor. This is the biggest and busiest section of the factory. There are 52 rows in this room. Each row has 37 assembly stations and 20 test stations. At its peak, more than 7,000 workers work in this space.
On average, on one assembly line, there are 60 people.
Display units, speakers, batteries, and the vibration motor are among scores of parts to arrive separately at these stations. However, they leave as one. A smartphone that will delight their user. Like everything else in the factory, the assembly line is on a clock. Adequate supply of components is crucial. If any station here runs out of even a single component, the entire row will stop functioning. Satish Kumar, the warehouse manager, ensures this never happens. He's the go-to guy for requirements or shortages in the assembly room. A specific number of smartphone components are stored here in the supply warehouse under Satish's supervision.
हमारे पास एक गिवन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम में 1.2 मिलियन स्मार्टफोन के लिए हमारे पास पार्ट अवेलेबल होते हैं. हमारे यहाँ एक सिस्टमेटिक प्रोसेस है. तो जब भी हमारे असेंबली लाइन पे कोई शॉर्टेज आती है तो हमें जो हमारे सॉफ्टवेयर है उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमें पता चल जाता है कि कौन सी लाइन पे शॉर्टेज आ गई और हमें वो एक इंटीमेशन मिलती है, एक सूचना प्राप्त होती है. तो हम उसको जैसे सिस्टम में रेडी करते हैं हमारे सिस्टम में. तो एक सिस्टम में अगर सही पार्ट हमने चूज़ किया है तो सिस्टम उसको अप्रूव करेगा. और अगर वही पार्ट अगर कहीं गलती से अगर रॉन्ग हो जाता है या वो गलत पार्ट है तो सिस्टम उसको रिजेक्ट कर देता है.
Satish and his team can dispatch hundreds of microparts for 200 smartphones in under 10 minutes. In a time-sensitive process, this allows the assembly line workforce to work with a singular focus. Your future smartphone comes alive bit by bit on these workstations. Every feature you use, without giving it a second thought, is carefully mounted and buckled onto the frame. The fingerprint module, which you need to navigate the screen, is installed here. So is the all-important camera. The camera is arguably one of the most researched and celebrated components of a smartphone. Over the years, the technology and the number of lenses which power your smartphone's camera system have grown by leaps and bounds.
With respect to this, we need your input.
OPPO's India team has contributed to some of the biggest advances in camera technology. These include a motorized camera system leading to the first truly full-screen experience. the pioneering 44 megapixel plus 2 megapixel dual punch holes, and the 10x lossless hybrid zoom technology.
If they are linear at that point, suppose this line.
Kaushal Prakash Sharma leads OPPO India's camera research and development team.
The first feature everyone checks on a phone is the camera. We have always worked on not simply repackaging the existing solutions but developing industry-defining ideas. For instance, we also created the first ever hybrid zoom, and that has hugely improved the quality of zoomed in photographs. Now with integrated AI technology in the camera domain, we are revolutionizing OPPO smartphone cameras yet again.
OPPO India's research team has deployed artificial intelligence to improve landscape photography, scene recognition, and video recording features. So your camera adjusts the image on its own by reading the light and elements in the frame. Result? A stunning image and video each time. But sometimes, even the best global technology stumbles in local situations.
We discovered that many selfie filters erase the bindi which Indian women wear. AI would see that as an aberration. We tweaked the AI to fix this. Our beautification filters not only understand the Indian skin tones, but also recognize the bindi as a part of natural Indian attire. For males, the algorithm can also dial up the face with fuller beards, deeper eyebrows, and richer pronounced eye features.
Back at the manufacturing unit, the assembly floor operator is now the crucial link for every algorithm to provide optimum results. They are guided by a process sheet filled with checklists and system flows. Each operator is mindful that a single error in mounting can produce a future glitch.
टीम वर्क के बिना फ़ोन नहीं बन पाएगा, क्योंकि अगर जैसे मैं किसी लाइन पे काम कर रहा हूँ तो मेरे पीछे जो ऑपरेटर है उसने अगर कुछ स्किप किया तो देन पूरा फ़ोन डिफेक्टिव बन सकता है। तो हमारा प्रोसेस ऐसा है कि सेल्फ चेक और जो पीछे से ऑपरेशन होके आया है उसको भी हमने चेक करना है।
Operators on the floor are equipped to work at any assembly station. Each of them has been a part of OPPO India's rigorous training schedule. SMT manager Narendra leads many of these programs.
महीने भर की ट्रेनिंग देते हैं और स्टेप बाय स्टेप हम बताते हैं, प्रैक्टिकल कराते हैं, ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, फिर उसके बाद उनका एग्ज़ाम होता। जब वो परफेक्ट हो जाते हैं तो हम उन्हें मास प्रोडक्शन के लिए अलाउ कर देते हैं।
These sessions are designed to create a well-trained workforce, equipped with technical skills and troubleshooting capabilities to operate this world-class plant.
प्रेशर डालने की जगह हम ट्रेनिंग पे काम करते हैं, हम अपने प्रोसेस पे काम करते हैं। हमारा प्रोसेस बेटर रहे, एम्प्लॉय ट्रेंड रहें, मशीन वेल एंड गुड कंडीशन में रहे, ऑटोमेटिकली वो प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है।
OPPO's Greater Noida Superfactory and the men and machines part of it are at the heart of the company's ambitions in India and across the world.
We are fully committed to India not only as a market, but also as a production center and R&D powerhouse.
The smartphone makers plan to increase the workforce at this super factory to 15,000 workers. It is a shining example of the Make in India initiative. And with increased productivity and workforce, it also aims to double its contribution to the Indian economy. This is OPPO's sprawling manufacturing facility in Greater Noida, a super factory that churns out over 50 million smartphones every year. With plans in place to double the production very soon. It is an indication of the company's rising status that according to an International Data Corporation report, as of October 2020, OPPO grew 40.2% year-on-year. But big numbers are only a part of the story. OPPO's success in the market is built on the quality of their smartphones. Only when the devices meet every criteria are they packed and shipped to the world's second largest smartphone market.
क्वालिटी हर स्टेप में इम्पॉर्टेंट है हमारे लिए। अगर हमारा ये मानना है कि अगर क्वालिटी नहीं तो हम नहीं। अगर कुछ क्वालिटी रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है तो मैं जब एज अ प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर एंड क्वालिटी मैनेजर हम दोनों फ्लोर पे आते हैं, चेक करते हैं क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या डिफ़िकल्टी है जो हमारा सुपरवाइज़र या फ्लोर इंचार्ज सॉल्व नहीं कर पा रहा है। उस प्रॉब्लम में इन्वॉल्व होकर हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा ये कोशिश करते हैं कि सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड किया जाए।
Each smartphone is tested even as it is put together on the assembly floor. There are 20 test points on each assembly line. The checks are either manual or made by state-of-the-art machine. This particular machine checks whether the lens unit and image circuitry is focusing sharply, while this station examines the smartphone's on-the-go connector. If the smartphone passes the test, it moves along the assembly line. Or else, it moves into a box which will be retested.
हमारे जो टारगेट्स हैं वो बहुत डिफाइंड हैं। इन पर्टिकुलर टाइम में हमें फिनिश करना है, डिस्पैच करके वेयर हाउस में स्टोर करना है। डेली हम यही रोज़ चैलेंज फेस करते हैं कि हमारा कोई भी प्रोडक्ट गलत ना बने।
The intense quality checks mean the pressure is relentless. An automatic laminating machine pastes a protective film on the smartphone as it nears completion. After passing across 57 stations, your smartphone is ready. Well, almost. Manoj Chaudhary is the master checker at the end of line 11. His distinct cap color indicates that he is the final pit stop for every batch of smartphones produced on his assembly line. His watchful eyes are trained to evaluate these freshly minted devices.
हमारे स्टेशन क्या होता है कि टोटल 25 आइटम चेक होते हैं, जिसमें से हम विजुअल इंस्पेक्शन करते हैं और फंक्शन इंस्पेक्शन करते हैं। 25 आइटम चेक करने में मुझे 300 सेकंड मिलती है।
As part of his visual inspection, Manoj will check for dents, scratches, and structural defects before performing functional tests.
जो डिवाइस लाइन पर जो मशीनें चेक करती हैं, उसके बाद हम उसको मैनुअली टेस्ट करते हैं। जो कि मैनुअली टेस्ट उसमें हम कैमरा चेक करते हैं। उसका जो फंक्शन टेस्टिंग होती है, जैसे सेंसर होते हैं, सेंसर हम चेक करते हैं। उसकी जो एलसीडी होती है, हम एलसीडी चेक करते हैं। उसे कैमरे में रिफ्लेक्शन तो नहीं है, उसमें कोई डॉट वगैरह तो नहीं है, स्पॉट वगैरह तो नहीं है, वो सारी चीज़ें हम चेक करते हैं।
हमारा एक बैच एक मास्टर चेकर चेक कर रहा है, उसमें 200 पीस होते हैं। अगर उसमें एक भी डिफेक्ट निकलता है तो वो हम पूरा बैच रीवर्क करते हैं, हम रिजेक्ट कर देते हैं।
Even as Manoj tackles the pressures of a superfactory to ensure not a single defective device enters packaging, away from the plant, OPPO's tech experts face similar scrutiny. A smartphone launch is an anticipated event for tech-savvy consumers. The launch of OPPO's Reno 5 Pro 5G smartphone is an opportunity for the company to make an impression on those who demand something new, something innovative every year with every new launch.
When you look at the consumers themselves, there are two different types of consumers, right? There is the one which is the mass market one who are, relatively late adopters to technology, so they are okay with just getting the price right. Then there is this new breed of consumer, which are the millennials as such, who are looking for the best-in-class innovation capabilities, as I said, around camera, around battery, or any other innovation which they seek. It's a milestone where consumers are keenly awaiting new announcements across the product, features which they clearly anticipate, and the brands respond to that.
OPPO's research strategy is rooted in a desire to improve the lives of their users. That's why OPPO India's research team gather information from the Indian smartphone users on ground. The team then gets going on developing technological solutions to remove the constraints.
Any path-breaking innovation has to empower large section of society. We want our technology breakthroughs to impact every OPPO user. This solution cater to the premium segment customer as well as everyone who wants an affordable phone.
The Hyderabad team have registered more than 200 patents in 2020 alone. Some of these solutions are tailored specifically to the Indian smartphone user. like a digital document locker. Other innovations include those that get adopted at a global level. For instance, pioneering work in VOOC, OPPO's charging technology launched in 2014. This has subsequently been amped up year after year by research teams working on battery and charging technology. OPPO's Super VOOC 2.0 is the fastest charging technology commercially available in India. OPPO claims that the new Reno 5 Pro 5G can be fully charged in 30 minutes, while just a 5-minute charge can provide 4 hours of video playback. Globally, the OPPO VOOC flash charging technology has helped almost 175 million users.
OPPO India is already pushing forward with its strategy aimed at tuning its Indian R&D operation into a major pit stop for the global OPPO ecosystem.
This is technology made in India, which will shape the future of smartphones across the world.
We're driven by this desire to bring the best of the world and really marry it with what consumers in India really want.
A key figure in adapting the smartphone operating system, ColorOS, for every Indian consumer is Manoj Kumar. Today, he's studying the on-field impact of DocVault, a secure document storage software created by OPPO. Released just a few months ago, specifically for the Indian smartphone user. This is a true localized technology solution built on the DigiLocker stack of the Government of India.
Many of the documents which were present in physical form earlier, users are scanning those documents and storing on their phone. The way they were storing these documents, especially in the My Files in the phone, is not the safest way to store their documents because many other applications are also accessing the My Files section. So that's how the DocVault started.
DocVault allows you to scan and securely store confidential documents, which you can easily access on the go. You can also retrieve your documents stored in DigiLocker through DocVault.
When we built our first prototype and then we showed it to many of our colleagues, and we also went out in the field. This is actually the process when we build a prototype. We show it to our users and especially to our ColorOS community members. And we showed this prototype to them and they found it really interesting. Our users were really liking it and they felt that this product is needed in India.
Buoyed by the success of DocVault, OPPO India wants to expand their localized solutions. C. Krishna Mohan is part of one such initiative. He is a senior professor at the Indian Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. This prestigious institute has entered a 2-year research and innovation partnership with OPPO India.
So this partnership is intended to facilitate the AI research for OPPO devices to improve the efficiency and speed by introducing robust cutting-edge algorithms.
1 meter distance or 2 meter distance, so that
it will accelerate preparation of accurate and lightweight AI models and optimizing their performance to achieve real-time operation.
And these real-time operations play out in towns and cities across the country. For many young entrepreneurs, these tech solutions are a great equalizer. They can film tutorials, conduct classes, and develop high-resolution moving images. A gamut of tasks which can happen glitch-free and at the touch of a button.
At OPPO, we humanize technology. What we bring to our products is ease of use. We bring meaningful innovation in our products. And so if you look at what's happening in the world and where India is headed, it's really about us leveraging the power of the digital economy in the coming years.
On one hand, This spurs OPPO's engineers to build more localized solutions. On the other, it is an inspiration for India's young workforce to join the company. OPPO's aspirational team find themselves aligned with an international technology powerhouse rooted in India, with an opportunity to elevate India into an international tech hub. But innovation doesn't happen in a vacuum. OPPO India is also empowering the Indian startup ecosystem.
Over the last few months, we have signed multiple MOUs with the government of Kerala and Telangana to boost the startup ecosystem in the respective states.
With big investments in R&D, OPPO India strives to give their users an experience at the cutting edge of technology. Undoubtedly, it will also cement India's place as an innovation hub in the world. Phone after phone that come out of OPPO India's facilities bear the mark of innovation and quality. The phones are just millimeters thick, an intricate combination of glass, plastics and metals. So how ready are they to face the big bad world? Can they withstand a fall from the desk? What if someone steps on it accidentally? Can it withstand the torrents of Indian monsoon? Or maybe even a dust storm? How about voltage fluctuations? Mohammad Saud grapples with these questions every day. His job is to push OPPO phones to their very limit.
ओप्पो रिलायबिलिटी लैब में 100+ टेस्ट हैं.
The tests involve structural assessments such as stress and drop tests, electrical performance checks, and environmental aging tests which include the smartphone's adaptability in different environments.
हमारे यहाँ जितने भी टेस्ट हैं उनकी स्ट्रेंथ कस्टमर जो यूज़ करता है उससे 3 गुना 4 गुना ज़्यादा है.
Mohammad Saud and his team adopt a no-holds-barred attitude in this fascinating testing lab. The smartphones are put through the ringer during each assessment. In the hard pressure test, the smartphone functions are tested after a 35 kilogram push is applied 100 times on it. For the variable temperature test, smartphones are placed under extreme temperatures ranging from 50 to -50 degrees Celsius, and their functioning capabilities are measured. For the micro drop test, the device is dropped 28,000 times from a height of 10 centimeters.
हम सब टेस्टिंग कर लेते हैं तो ये मोबाइल एक बॉक्सर की तरह बन जाता है कि वो अपना जब मार्केट में जाता है तो वो उसकी स्टेज है जहाँ पे वो अपना बेस्ट परफॉर्मेंस देता है.
In a short duration, OPPO India has managed to establish a large footprint in the country. This performance arena is now ground zero for new innovations and the brand new smartphones. However, this is also the beginning of another test for the makers.
The relationship between the consumer and the brand does not end at the end of the smartphone sale, but it rather begins there. So which means over a period of time, they would look at how the brand is able to answer their queries, is able to resolve any issues they have. So the entire aspect of service becomes much more important than the sale itself. And this relationship spans the entire lifetime of the product itself.
OPPO India has a wide network of 500 plus service centers across 500 cities in India, a few covering far-flung areas in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. They've also developed a 24/7 AI-powered chatbot, Ollie, which can resolve many common issues users face. The engineers at the service centers are trained to dismantle smartphones, identify issues, and provide time estimates for repair. Based on market research, OPPO claims 95% of complaints are resolved within 60 minutes. This, according to a market study, puts OPPO on the top when it comes to after-sales support and service. But most importantly, the data from these centers provide managers back at the factory with useful insights for enhanced quality control.
As we move forward, I guess the important thing for us would be to continue doing some of the things that have made us successful, but at the same time bring an X factor to our products with great design, with technology that's accessible, with technology that's easy to use, and that's really what's going to kind of drive our growth in the future.
India's smartphone users are ready to welcome a new era, enabled by innovation developed and manufactured in the country.
We will continue to push the boundaries of technology. The Hyderabad R&D Center will soon see 6 functional labs, and our research and development team will grow into a substantial 500+ members team.
The smartphone manufacturer is poised to expand their infrastructure to meet the challenges that lay ahead.
In the next 3 to 5 years, we will be going ahead with our planned investment in product center. We always, keep the customer satisfaction as the most important task for us.
OPPO's ambition mirrors India's by tapping into some of the best minds to push the boundaries of technology. Making investments to create mega facilities. The company is creating smartphones that unleash the country's creative and entrepreneurial spirit. Millions of Indians will march into the future with a smartphone that has a homegrown stamp of approval. A smartphone built inside a super factory in the heart of India.